Hello guys! So my phone is really struggling with memory, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna try and do this quick. So I want to do a few tips. So do you like the decorating part of junk journals, but you're kind of intimidated to make the journal itself, the book itself? I have a few tips, ideas, and maybe you want to take one of them and run with it. So the fastest, quickest, easiest way is just to go to the dollar store and buy like a notebook, like kind of like this, or just something like this. Now this one I spilled coffee on, and it's glue, and it's yeah. But you have plenty of pages that you can decorate and so on. I prefer to get one of these with the harder covers. It's easier to decorate, and if you use clay or something to decorate the front, if you have like a hardcover, it's less risk of the clay breaking or something like that. So that's the fastest, quickest. Just go to the dollar store or some other cheaper store and get a notebook, any size you want. I mean, these are two very different sizes, and you can get any size you want. That's tip number one. Tip number two is kind of overcoming your fear. So look around your house and use stuff you already have, that you don't have to spend a lot of money, and then you feel less guilty if you fail. We all have different tastes, in stuff. So, hang on, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so when I do journals, I like them floppy. I want them to fall out. Now you see this front is not super floppy, but it still like folds up really nicely, and it lies flat, and I can bend it. But I do sometimes get this that kind of lack the floppiness. It just kind of, I mean, if I put it to the side here, you see this doesn't really droop. I mean, I can still do this, so it's not really a fail. It's just, for me, I prefer them really floppy, and this one doesn't have that floppiness. I like floppy journals. Okay. So there are ways you can fix this, and I'm going to do that in another video when I'm actually going to fix this. I've tried a few techniques on this one that didn't quite work yet, so I'm going to do some more stuff. But that on another note. So get cheap material, like a box or something, cut it up, and use some old bed sheets. These are tea dyed, maybe onion dyed, I'm not 100% sure, because I put everything in a pile and I forget what is dyed with what, okay? But if you use materials that you already have, and things that you can do without, I mean, to waste a little bit of bed sheet, to waste a packaging might not be the worst thing in the world. So if you feel intimidated, just try and use materials that you're not worried about. Next tip: if you feel intimidated to make the cover and you love the decorating part, then we have this. So for this one, you just make loose pages, and when you have made the pages, you just hinge them together with a piece of fabric or washi tape with some extra glue, maybe, to hold it down, because washi tape, we all know, it kind of comes loose at times. This one, I just made the pages, and there are different thickness. This one is really flimsy, and then we have thicker ones that are really stiff. But you can just hinge them together, and when you feel done, it's done. So this one I can keep building on as much as I want, or as little as I want. I cut myself the other day, and I got caught on something. Ouch. Anyway, so that was another tip. Here's again, just using a smaller box might feel less intimidating. Something softer, something smaller. This is, I'm not sure what I used for this one. It's a smaller box anyway. So to scale it down when you start playing with it, when you, if you haven't made the book itself before, to scale it down might be a helpful tip. You can use just envelopes. Envelopes are kind of cheap. There are a lot of videos on that, on how to make envelope journals, and you don't need to buy the super expensive envelopes. I'm sorry. You don't need to buy the super expensive envelopes. You can use smaller, cheaper, the cheaper ones that you get like in office supply stores. This is made with that. And another tip, if you still want like kind of a booky thing, you can just take a book, open it up and start decorating the pages. Rip a few pages out to leave room for your decorations. So you rip a few pages out, leave some pages, and so on. So you can just decorate your book. So if you like the decorating part but is feeling slightly intimidated to make the book itself. But for me, I think you really should try to make your own covers. Now this one is another one of my little fails that I haven't really worked with this. As you can see, I can still do this, but it takes a bit of force. It's not as floppy as I like. I say as it flops down. This one might be okay when I do a little bit of stretching and so on, so this might be okay. This one, again, I know what I did wrong. I have a piece of fabric in the middle, I have fabric here, and I have fabric there, and a lot of glue that's gonna affect the hinges here. Okay, so use materials that you already have at home so you feel less intimidated, and if something breaks, maybe do something smaller to start with. Actually, it's not easy to make something smaller, but you waste less material if you are worried about that part. Now here comes a little shameless plug. Plus, it's also promoting other Etsy stores, because we are quite a lot of people on Etsy that know this problem, and a lot of times we too just like the creative part of decorating. The making of the journal might not be like the priority. Lately I've had a little thing, so I've been making a ton of journals. So I have a ton of these empty things that I need to fill up. Actually, I want to fill up, but just at the moment I'm really into a creative phase. I just want to make the journal. The decorating comes second. But anyway, me and many others on Etsy, we make these empty journals different. You can find different types, different sizes, different type of paper, different thicknesses. You can find anything, and we make these empty junk journals. I have 4 of these, and they come with materials that you can decorate it with. Are these perfect? No. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's some glue sticking out there. These have 2 signatures, and they are sewn into this little extra thing that I glued in, so it's a hidden spine, and it's far from perfect. You can see here, it's a lot of little thingies here, but comes with some paper clips and stuff. And I'm not the only one who does this, so maybe go on Etsy and search for junk journal kits or something like that, and you will find things like this with empty journals that often comes. Junk journal kits can also be something that comes also with a little bit of startup material. Also, me and several others, we do this simpler that has kind of thin, but it has some fun pages in them, and you have a lot of stuff to decorate the journal with. So go on Etsy. I'm gonna link my Etsy down below, of course. But also don't forget to go search there, because you can find different sizes, different thicknesses, different type of paper. You can find a lot of empty junk journals. Also, a lot of the journals that are done on Etsy, you can they still have empty pages in them. They still have places you can decorate. You can remove stuff from the pockets, put new stuff in there. They're not set. You can also alter the ones you buy that are done. But don't forget the junk journal sets. It takes a bit of time to put them together, so hence the price. But that was a little quick tip if you're really into the decorating part, but kind of intimidated, or maybe you just don't like making the book itself. Maybe you don't really like doing this part. Then there are plenty of these on Etsy. Not just from me. I only have a few of those kits. There are plenty of those kits out there with different types of journals, different types of papers in them. Maybe you prefer one with a lot of text paper in them. I use a lot of hand-dyed papers in mine, but maybe you prefer one with a lot of text, and there are plenty of that too. So don't forget that, and also don't forget to, you can always hinge pages. You can do as many pages as you want and just hinge them. Slap a piece of fabric or tape or something and just hinge them. You can keep hinging as many as you want. And the notebook, alter some notebooks. But if you never made the like the junk journal, like the book for the junk journal, I highly recommend it. At least try it out a few times. I mean, it's always difficult with glues, for example. Glue? Glue? Yes, the glue. The glue is really difficult. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired. It is 7:30 and I woke up at 5 and yeah, I'm I'm done for the day. Anyway, what I've completely lost my train of thoughts. Yes, so I highly recommend you try to make the journal, and it is tricky, and you might need a few tries and stuff to get kind of get a hang of it, and also different glue in different climates and different humidities and so on, different countries, they react differently. So take PVA glue for example. I see some people get the PVA glue when they glue such stuff together. They kind of get a flexible steel material. When my PVA glue that I use, when I put it in, it becomes hard. So if I take a few pages, glue them together, it becomes crispy and hard. But I see others that get kind of a flexible, nicer material. So to try out and find a glue that fits you and your, fits that you like. You have to like the glue too. Um, it takes a bit of time. I only now finally found a glue that I really like. I have used so many different glues over the years, but now I find one that I really love, and I'm out. I'm out of glue. That's kind of what is the crafting material for you that you keep running out of. For me, it's glue. I'm constantly out of glue. I know I overglue stuff and I'm hopeless with that. I always put too much glue and I'm working on that. So, do you have like material that you're always out of, or something you kind of do wrong but you keep doing it? Um, I know I always overglue things and I'm working on it. I'm trying to use less glue, but yeah, that's one thing. So, that was a little quick tip for today about what you can do if you love the decorating part, but you kind of don't want to make the book. Maybe you find it boring to make the book itself. You can find them on Etsy and other handmade places, or just buy something from Amazon, like a notebook with like a harder cover, or grab a book and just start decorating the pages and decorate it, the front and back cover any way you want. So there are plenty of ways that you can still keep doing the decorating part even if you don't like making the book itself. So that was it for today. Hope you have a great day, guys. And I'll be back really soon. I'm editing so many videos right now, so I can't tell you when they're coming. So please subscribe and press that little bell icon, because then YouTube will notify you when I upload something. Um, I hope. It's meant to work that way anyway. So hopefully I'll see you really soon in another video, and I think the next one to come out is a scrap video, what to do with your scraps, because I filmed that like February, I think. So it's January actually. Yeah, I think it was January. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely time for it to come out now. So, see you guys really soon. Love you. Thank you for watching. Hope you got some ideas. Go decorate, go have fun, and happy crafting. Bye.